So let's start animating our title. So as you can see, this is our final result. Let's continue from where we left off. Press Ctrl C, go to After Effects, create a new composition, standard 1920 and 1080p, and the duration will be maybe around 20 seconds. So frame rate we have set to 24 fps. Press OK. It's always a good idea to clear your caches, so I would do that now. Now I am going to create a new solid. I click on new and click new solid layer. You get this dialog. Call this element, and then we have to create another solid in order to paste the mask which we have just copied from Illustrator. Call this text mask, and maybe we have to choose a different label color for this one. We can choose maybe a little bit darker one. Now just paste with Ctrl V, and then go back to Illustrator, move it like this, and I am going to use Q for lasso tool. I am going to select it like this, press Ctrl C to copy this, and create a new solid. Scale mask 1 and paste, and then press Ctrl G to group it, and then let's lock it. And now I am going to select everything and copy, and create a new solid once again. Call this scale mask 2, paste with Ctrl V. Now go into element solid layer, going to check the visibility of these layers, and check the visibility of these layers, and then I am going to select this solid layer. Then I am going to find this effects and marks. Then I am going to search for element, which you can get by searching, and then I am going to drag and drop on this solid layer. I am going to choose orange color as for this two, and I am going to select this, straightly going to custom layers, and then choose custom text and masks, and then press path 1 layer as text masks, and then path 2 as scale mask 1, path 3 as scale mask 2. Just this, close it, click scene setup. It can take a second. Let's click extrude, then it has extruded the text. Extrude again, call this scale 1, then use the custom path 2, bring it like this, and then duplicate this one, press Ctrl D, and then go into double click this, and then call this scale 2, and then press OK, and then select this, and then go to custom path 3, and then we have created this. And then I think there is a little bit of problem with our scale. We have to use the merge function in the Illustrator. Select everything, and then go to Pathfinder, and then just click merge. So hopefully it will be fixed right now. I think I need to unlock this one, and I have to select everything again and press merge. I think this is unite. Okay, and then this is all grouped now. Right click and ungroup. Let's click Q for lasso tool, then select this and then press Ctrl G to group it. So this is grouped. So then select this, press Ctrl 2 to lock it, and then select everything. This time let's separate the letters from the actual scale, so that if you look at the title animation, it is like the letters are separated, the numbers are separated from the scale because it is animated separately. So we have to keep this separated. So what we're gonna do is select each number like this. Press select this to check again with Ctrl Y, press Ctrl G to group it. Now press Ctrl 2 to lock them, and then now select everything like this. So now the scale is selected. Press Ctrl G to group it. Now this is separated. Press Ctrl Alt 2 to unlock everything, and then we can check 1, 2, 3. These three are separated. So now go back to After Effects, press OK for this to exit the scene setup. For the scale mask to go to this, press select the mask, press delete, and then go to illustrator, and then select this, and then press Ctrl C, go to After Effects, and then paste onto this scale mask 2, and then create another solid, call this scale numbers mask, and then bring it here, and then change the label color, and then copy these numbers with Ctrl C and go to After Effects and paste it. Now there is again another problem, I think. Check it with the transparency switch, which is located here. I think there is this problem where it overlaps. Pick a point like this, and then open this, and enter the mask. So there is this mask selected, and then check subtract, so that this is subtracted. Let's continue this process. Select subtract. Let's close this layer, and then go to element, press custom layers, press customs and custom text and masks, and then select path, scale number mask as 4th path layer, and then close this. Then save this document. Let's increment and save, and then go to scene setup. After going inside, let's go back to Illustrator. So we have the first one, the scale mask one. So just open it and then click masks and delete them, and then paste it here. So hopefully this will be updated on our element layer. Go into element, and then let's just go to scene setup. Hopefully it has, yeah, it has changed. so there is no issues now. So we can move on to creating next one. Press extrude and then call this scale numbers and then choose custom path 4, so which we used for the numbers. I am going to move it on the Z space. Now let's build our title. I am going to double click this extrusion model and then I am going to rename it as title, and then let's open bevel 1 and then give the value of 4 for the bevel extrusion. I am going to move this on slightly on Z, and then I am going to click it. Then I am going to go to title and then choose bevel copies as 2 and then choose bevel 2 and then increase the bevel expand. Before doing that, let's just change the color so that we can see. So there is this overlap. It is because both of the bevels are in the same spot. So we can click this and then I am going to expand this like it, and then choose the extrusion value to 4, which I have given on the bevel 1. I think we can increase the bevel 1's extrusion a little bit more, and then choose this option called bevel backside. Actually we are working on bevel 1 now, so choose the option called bevel backside. So it will make we can, if we don't see anything just because our bevel 2 is hiding it. Actually we can't move it like that. We have to go into select a bevel and then use this option called Z offset, which will move the bevels forward and backward. I'm just gonna move it slightly forward and then choose bevel 1 and then increase the bevel size so that we can get this kind of bevel, which you can see here. And I'm going to click bevel curve 1 from 1 to 0, so it can create, so that you can create this kind of sharp edges on the bevel. We have chosen this option called bevel backside, so that has created a bevel on the backside as well. So let's click bevel 2 and then increase the expand edges. This option expands the edges of the title. Actually this is not the edges for the title or any model. The sides are the edges, so this comes as an edge. So if I expand this, so the size of the overall size of the title will expand like this. I'm going to expand it like that, and then I'm going to plus bevel 1 and then shrunk it a little bit on the minus side. Hopefully you are getting the same results. Then I'm going to click bevel 2 and then I'm going to click a darker gray color somewhere around here, and I'm going to increase the intensity of the reflectivity around 60% and then glossiness to 50%, reduce it to 50%. Maybe this works. And then I'm going to click the bevel 1 and then I'm going to select the diffuse color and then I'm going to click a black color, dark. We can go into full black. Let's change this color. Let's change this diffuse color to something like a gray color, something like this, then press OK. I'm going to select this title, then I'm going to go to this option. This is called UV mapping. After going to this, just change the UV repeat. If you have, it is previously set to 1, you have to change it to 3. So just like this, just change it to 3. let's click level 1 and then go to presets and then materials. You can create your own materials or you can find online. I'm using a pack from Video Copilot which is Pro Shaders, so you can get a lot of textures from here. And I'm going to use metal texture. I'm going to use a metal texture. I'm going to use this texture. I'm going to drag and drop on this. So as you can see, this is the look we are looking for. And let's just change our environment. So environment, so you can see there is this reflections going on. This can be changed on from this. You can select different environment textures, just like you can choose any sort of textures. I am going to change this environment. Go to environment and then press this basic 2K and then go to, I think it is located on V1 environment. Go to V1 environment and then click this studio blurred, which comes along with the element 3D. I'm going to select this and then I'm going to increase this brightness a little bit, maybe around 25%, 30. Press OK, and then I'm going to concentrate on the scales. Now let's change this texture a little bit. Right click and duplicate replace, which will change the texture. And then I'm going to darken this a little bit so we can see there is some variation between them. And then I'm going to select the scale numbers and then I'm going to select and duplicate and replace. And then I'm going to change the color of this and then increase the reflectivity a little bit. And I'm going to choose also a red color. So this was almost our final look. And then I'm going to select this level 2 and then I think I need to darken this a little bit or brighten the overall texture. I think I have to increase the reflectivity a little bit so that it can be a little bit reflective. So I think we are done here. I'm going to, before clicking OK, let's do another thing. I'm going to drag and drop out of this, and I'm going to choose different group. So in element there are 5 groups, so we can put stuffs on different groups. I'm going to select 2, hold shift and then press 3. So you can select 2 groups for a single object. I'm going to leave them on 2 and 3, then press OK. Let's create this, and then I'm going to first create a camera. I click new and camera. Just leave it at 2 node camera, which should be the default. And then I'm going to use 35mm camera. Press OK. If you have depth of field enabled, just disable that and then press OK. And then I'm going to select element, and then I'm going to change some of these settings to improve a better quality. First I'm going to go to output and then select super sampling to 2 and then enhanced multi sampling, check this, so it can improve the overall quality. So you can see that, so it can improve the overall quality of the output, but it can slow down your PC a little bit, but it is really good. I'm going to press OK. I'm going to go to render settings, and then I'm going to go to ambient occlusion. If you want to fit this to default view, press shift and \, and then I'm going to go to ambient occlusion, click to enable it. You can see there is this shadow. It is defaultly located at 2. Change it to 7 or 8 to get an enhanced shadow. Let's go to physical environment and then increase the exposure by 1.3. I think 1.2 will be enough. Increase the gamma a little bit, which can improve the contrast, overall contrast. And then I am going to rotate this environment a little bit like this. So let's just leave this. This is a good view. I am going to close this out. Let's just start animating the title. First, we have set the group 2 and group 3 as the titles location, which can be helpful while using animation engine. Go to animation engine and enable it, and then there is animation engine works like something you do with your text layer, which your text layer you generally do range selection. This works the same way. From start one group, it will complete another group with the influence of 0 to 100. So I am going to select group 2 and 3, and then I am going to go to group 2 and then change some settings. While this range will move to 0 to 100, the animation will happen. So for example, I am going to go to group 2, go to particle look, and then press on multi object, check to enable it, and then I am going to there is this huge options open. Don't panic. Go to a rotation, press X rotation to -45. So as you can see, the title has been rotated. I think we have to rotate it on Y axis, -45 on Y axis. So you can see the title has been rotated. We have checked this option called multi object, so the objects will be separated using a fraction method. So I am going to use this option called multi object, and then I am going to close this. Now let's play the animation. So from 0 to 100, it can be influenced using these settings. So I am going to create our first keyframe. Click here, and then I am going to press U to reveal the keyframe, and then go to 1 second, and let's just go to 10 frames, and then drag like this. So let's play this animation with the third quality. So this is our title animation. Successfully created this title animation. Now we have to play with the camera a little bit. Right click and then new and in null object, call this a cam controller. And then duplicate this, control overall, and then select both of these layers and then click this icon. So it will be changed into this option, changes the layer to 3D. I am going to click the camera layer, drag and select the camera 1 controller, and then select the camera controller to control overall. Select this layer, which is a parent for our camera. Press P, and create our first keyframe, and then move this to 10 frames. Shift, Alt and right arrow, and then use this is X, Y and Z. I am going to move this on Z axis like just like this. Now let's enable motion blur. This button is located here. I am going to click here. It automatically enables the motion blur switch. If you see this, just click here. It will enable it. I am going to play the animation now. So as you can see, that's our animation. I am going to select the element and then use the animation. So I am going to select this position layer, and then I am going to go to control overlap. Let's call this controller. Let's call this zoom. Then I am going to select this, press P to reveal position. I am going to select to create a keyframe. I am going to move to 3 seconds. If you don't see this, if you have the timeline here, just move this to 3 second mark like this. I am going to move this. As you can see, the title is moving. I am going to move this to -200. So I am going to click the first frame. Let's play this animation. The title is moving slowly, so that's what we want. Let it run preview. So it successfully completed the animation. I am going to select everything with Ctrl A. I am going to close it, and then I am going to deselect with Ctrl Shift A. I am going to create first. Let's hide these layers. Drag select like this. I am going to click this option called size width, and then I am going to use this option to hide those layers. I am going to click this element layer. I am going to right click. I am going to create a new light layer. I am going to click new light. So it should show up intensity to 50, and then it's a normal point layer, and call it let's just create, press OK. I am going to move the light to backside. I am going to use another view. Go to top, go to to view, and then select this view, select this, and then go to top, and then let's click the light layer. I am going to move this like this. As you can see, the title is moving. This is a top view, guys. The light is moving, so it will be easy for us to move in this axis, in this view. So that's why we are using a top view. So let's just roughly place it somewhere around here. I am going to move it on X axis like this. I am trying to create this. Let's improve the quality little bit. I am trying to create this reflections on these edges, so which you see on the title itself. So I am going to bring it like this. I would have to increase the intensity. You can increase by clicking T. So this shortcut will increase the intensity of this light layer. So as you can see, those reflections are very clear right now. We can adjust this using this view too. So let's duplicate this light layer. Let's turn off. Yeah, let's duplicate it with Ctrl D. I'm going to move this layer to the left side, and then I'm going to move it something like that. I'm going to move it on the left side. I'm going to bring it on the top view as well. It will be interesting if I get a line here. That's what I was trying to do, in case you are wondering. I think let's focus on the overall look rather than a small detail. So I think this looks interesting right now. Let's click this window. I'm going to press shift backslash to fit this. I think this is a nice look for our title. I'm going to switch back to one view, and then let's close these layers to have a better look. I'm going to press Ctrl Alt Shift S to increment and save, so that we can go back to our old version if in case it crashed or something like that. Hope it won't happen. Let's create our back animation called the scale animation. So the first scale should move on the clockwise, and the second scale should move on the anti-clockwise, and this thing should pop like 3 times. So let's do this. So let's go to an element. Let's close the unnecessary things which we have completed. Let's save this document again. Go to scene setup. Let's click this group. Then let's try changing a shape a little bit after we move on to title. I'm going to increase the scale a little bit. Then I'm going to decrease this one a little bit, just a little bit, just like a 96. That could work. I'm going to select the scale numbers. I think let me change this arrow location by going into, let's find this arrow. I'm going to bring it here a little bit so that we get a nice spacing. I think we can overall, let's go back to material mode. I'm going to select this and then scale a little bit. 103 could work, so that there is this nice separation between this. I'm going to select the scale one. I'm going to right click, go to auxiliary animation, set channel 1. I'm going to select this scale, and I'm going to go to channel 2. I'm going to select channel 3 as our aux channel. So these three are on a different channel but on the same group. Let's click OK. Let's save this document again. I'm going to go to group 1 and then aux channel, and then go to channel 1, and there is a lot of options here which we can use. Just open rotation, and then just first click element, press U to reveal the keyframes, press J to move to the last keyframe, and then let's create a first keyframe on our rotation. We are working on Z axis. I'm going to create a new keyframe on Z, press U, and then go to 5 frames by clicking page down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to create another keyframe. Before doing that, I think let's I'm going to go back to this keyframe and then click and then select 180 . Open channel 1 and then go to rotation and then open channel 1 and then go to rotation let's go to group 1 and then open aux channel, go to channel 1, open rotation, go to rotation Z, hold alt and then click this stopwatch. You can start writing your expression. I'm going to type times, which is located on 8 star and then time star 25 and then select everything, press Ctrl C to copy it and then go to channel 2, go to rotation, hold alt and then select this stopwatch, press minus and then paste with Ctrl V, so that it's a negative value of this value. So if one scale move in anti-clockwise, another will move in anti-clockwise. Let's play the animation with the quarter thing. As you can see, these are moving opposite directions, just like we want. I am going to go to channel 3 now, which is our main animation. It should be our main focus. I should press U twice to close this layer. If it's not happening, just close it like this. I am going to go to channel 3. I am going to rotation. I am going to create a new keyframe on this one. Before doing that, press U and then press J to move back to the last keyframe. Now let's create a keyframe on this one. Press U again to reveal the new keyframe. I am going to move this keyframe back here, maybe around 2 seconds mark. I am going to select this keyframe now. I am going to create a new value, so it can automatically create a keyframe here. Let's see. Let's roughly move something like this. It shouldn't be a problem. I am going to copy this keyframe, move to 5 frames with page down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, page down and then press Ctrl V to paste the last keyframe. So there is no change here. I am going to press shift page down to move 10 frames. I am going to paste again. Press J to move back to the last keyframe. I am going to change this value a little bit. Something like that. I am going to copy this layer, copy this keyframe. I am going to press K and then select this keyframe and then paste with Ctrl V. So these two are different value. This and this are the same value. So there is no animation happening between this. Let's complete our work and then play the animation overall. I am going to move to another 5 frames with page down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I am going to copy this last keyframe with Ctrl C and Ctrl V. And then let's try moving this thing like this. Maybe something around this could work. I'm going to move back with 10 frames with the shift page down. I'm going to copy this last keyframe with Ctrl C and paste with Ctrl V. Let's leave the last one, but let's check whether it's not 5 frames or not. Press 1 2 3 4 5, and then I'm going to select the last keyframe and move it like this. Let's play the animation. Hopefully you are understanding what's happening. So it just moves and stops at one point. So which you can see between these two things, there is no animation happening. This will sudden animation, and it stops for a while, and there is a sudden animation. Now let's press J to move back to the last keyframe. Let's just play the entire part. I think this is moving too fast. Let's just move it a little bit. I think it's still moving a lot faster. Maybe to balance this, let's just move both these two keyframes and move this to roughly around 2 frames by pressing Alt and right bracket 1 2. So, and then move all of these keyframes to 1 frame, and then move this to 1 frame by pressing Alt and the right arrow. So that's what we got. Let's just save it with Ctrl S. Let's concentrate on creating the background. Let's press right click and new solid, call this BG, and create something like black color. Drop it beneath the element layer, and then right click and new and solid, call this light BG, maybe just call it light, then go to effect and presets, and then use fill, and then fill this with something around grayish color, and then press G for pen tool, and then create something like this. Now press F for feather, and then just feather it like this. So it is not much visible. Then let's save the document again.